there, I'm Casey, and I'm going to lead you through a yoga flow today that's about 20 minutes long, and it's going to be solely focused on people who have less ability or have an injury in their foot or their ankle or their lower leg. So this yoga flow will be completely possible to do even if you have an ankle sprain or break or plantar fasciitis. Any sort of ailment in your lower leg, you should be fine. That said, always consult your doctor before you start an exercise program. All right, so in yoga philosophy, there's a core principle called ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-harming or non-violence. This is usually fairly easy for most people to understand when they're talking about other people, dealing with other people. However, this is sometimes not something we treat ourselves with. And so today our focus will be making sure that we practice ahimsa, making sure that we're not harming ourselves or being violent to ourselves. In doing so, we're going to make sure that if we ever feel any discomfort, especially in our injury, but anywhere else as well, that we take a break, that we take a resting pose, maybe easy seat. You could do child's pose if that's comfortable for you, or legs up a wall. And in fact, that's how we'll do Shavasana today. Before we get started, you might want a couple props. If you want some support on your ankle or your foot, you may want to grab a block or a blanket, or maybe some kind of bolster or pillow, whatever you have around that might act as a support. All right. That said, let's go ahead and get started. Take a seat. Find a comfortable position here. Go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in and shrug our shoulders up to our ears. And exhale. Let all the stress go. Anything that's sticking in your mind that can be dealt with later. Take another deep breath in. And when you exhale, let go of everything you're holding on to. Any sticking points from the day, maybe roll your neck around a little bit. Do whatever you need to do to get loose, to get relaxed, to get your muscles ready to move a little bit. And let's do one more. Deep inhale. Lift those shoulders up to those ears. And exhale, let it go. Slide the shoulder blades down your back. Feel that stretch in the upper back and in the neck. Maybe look left and right. All right, take whatever other warm-ups you need and then go ahead and join me in tabletop. If you have an injury that has a cast or a boot or a brace like I do, you may want some sort of prop here. I've found that this rolled up blanket works really, really well so I don't have any pressure to extend my foot. Maybe play around, do whatever you need to do. Find a comfortable spot so you can be on your knees, and we're going to go into tabletop here. Make sure that your fingers are spread wide, that your wrists are directly under your shoulders. And we're going to take some cat-cow. So on your next inhale, go ahead and arch your back up, lift your head. And as you exhale, go ahead and go into cat. Round the shoulders, push the shoulder blades away from the ears. Feel that deep stretch in your neck and your upper back. Inhale into cow. Exhale up into cat. You're welcome to move around, have some playful movement, whatever feels good to you. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's do one more. See if you can go a little deeper. Inhale and exhale. All right, this next pose, we're going to stay on our knees. We're going to do a bit of a modified vinyasa flow here. So we're going to take puppy pose. If child's pose is more comfortable to you, you are welcome to take that. It is not comfortable for me with my boot on, so I'm going to take puppy pose, but you're welcome to do either. In puppy pose, we're going to walk our hands out, keeping our hips up, and you're going to put your forehead or your chin on the mat here. If that's not comfortable, you're welcome to use a block under your forehead or a bolster. You should feel a really nice stretch in the outsides of the shoulders. And as you breathe in, go ahead and round your back a little bit. And as you exhale, you can gently try and sink a little lower into that stretch. We'll take a couple rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue those rounds of breath. Just be really careful here. Don't overstretch that shoulder too much. When you're gently melting into the pose, just make sure you're doing that gently. Don't push yourself too far, too fast. All right, on your next inhale, we're gonna go ahead and walk into modified plank. So plank on your knees. Make sure again, your wrists are right under your shoulders. You may need to walk your knees back a little bit. All right, and this flow is gonna go from plank to chaturanga to cobra or baby cobra, and then back to puppy pose. So it'll look something like this. Go ahead and follow me. We're gonna inhale in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. And then exhale, puppy pose. And you may need to walk your hands out a little bit to get back into puppy. That's okay. We're going to take one round of breath in puppy. And on your inhale, we're going to go into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, puppy. We're going to do this 3 more times. So in your next inhale, go ahead, plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra, inhale. And slide back to puppy, exhale. Take one round of breath here. Maybe you can feel the warmth starting to build in your upper body. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, puppy pose. One more time. Take one round of breath here. And we'll inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, puppy pose. And let's take 3 rounds of breath here in puppy pose. See if we can sink that shoulder stretch nice and low. Melt into that shoulder stretch. See if you can feel it in your upper back. All right, on your next inhale, go ahead and join me in tabletop again. You can readjust your blanket or your bolster if you need to. We're gonna do a little bit of ab work. So opposite arm, opposite leg extensions here. Now, if you have some extra weight on one of your feet, like you have a boot or a cast, it may not be possible for you to lift up like you traditionally would. And in that case, you can just do a tap if you want to, or you can skip the leg extension totally. Either is fine and it's your call. All right, so let's first do our left hand, right leg extensions. Make sure you have some space around you. And on your inhale, we're gonna reach out. Feel like you have a string attached to your fingertips, attached to the ends of your feet. Go ahead and take one round of breath here. Find your balance. Feel long in your spine and in your neck. And on your next exhale, we're going to contract. Bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Make sure you do that with control. Inhale, extend, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, contract. And go ahead and set your knee and your wrist back down. Take one round of breath, maybe roll the neck out, roll the shoulders. And let's do the other side. So on your next inhale, we'll extend right hand, left leg now. Take one round of breath here, find your balance. And on your next exhale, we'll contract, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch long, feel the length in your spine. Exhale, contract. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, contract. Inhale, stretch. One more. Exhale, contract, and go ahead and gently find the ground again. Take any movements you need to loosen up those shoulders. Should start to feel warmth in your core, in your upper back now. And when you're ready, we're going to flip onto our backs on the mat. We're going to stay sitting up for now. You can move your blanket or bolster to the side. We shouldn't need that again. All right. Find your sit bones again. We're going to come into boat pose. Now we're going to do boat pose 3 separate times. So we're going to do boat pose in a supported version. We're going to do boat pose in an unsupported version, and we're going to do boat pose with straight legs. You can choose whichever version works for you and do that all 3 times. That's totally fine. So let's do the first one together. Find your sit bones. You're going to bring your legs straight up from the ground, and you can have your hands underneath the backs of your thighs. So we're going to inhale, legs straight and parallel with the ground. Have your hands in the backs of your thighs. If this is too much, especially if you have some extra weight, you can even set your heels down on the ground, maybe lean back a little bit until it feels right for you. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And as you exhale, feel your abs starting to work. Feel your body getting warm, that heat flowing through it. One more inhale. And exhale, you can bring your feet back down. Maybe take some butterflies if you need to stretch out a little bit. All right, now you can do that same pose again, or we can do it without grabbing the backs of our thighs. So on your next inhale, come up into boat pose. We're going to take 3 breaths here as well. So inhale again. Feel the quads really engage here, the core engaging. Exhale. Gonna inhale. Exhale. Feel that body work. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Gently bring those heels down. Rock it out a little bit. We've just got 1 more of those. Feel how strong and powerful your body is, even when you're healing, even when you're coming back from something. Feel how good your body is, how wonderful, and all the crazy, amazing things it can do. Last time on your next inhale, if you want to go straight legs, you're welcome to. We'll take 3 breaths. Feel that core engage. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel all that stress build up. We got 1 more inhale. And exhale. Good job. Bring those legs down. We're going to stretch the hips a little bit. Especially if you've been walking with a limp and a cast, using crutches, etc. Sometimes this can really affect our hips. And it can make our hips really tight and sore. So we're going to stretch those out a little bit. We're going to take figure 4 reclined. If it's more comfortable for you to do this sitting up, you're welcome to do that as well. Cross your right leg over your left. If it's not comfortable to do that directly on your ankle, you can move it up your shin a little bit. Take your hands behind your thigh and gently pull in towards your chest. You should feel a really nice stretch on the outside of your hip. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Let's take a second inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and start to come down to your mat here. Starting to come down from the ab work we did. We're going to cross the other way, left over right. Same thing, take your hands behind your right thigh and gently pull in towards your chest. 3 breaths here as well. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then your next breath, see if you can melt into that pose just a little more. See if you can pull just a little bit further, but remembering the principle of Ahimsa, taking things gently, doing what's good for your body. Go ahead and release on your next exhale. All right. Some of you may want to do that again. For anyone who wants a little bit deeper stretch, we're going to do reclined cow face. So you can take your feet out wide and gently internally rotate your hips. Again, we're going to cross right over left. And then we're actually going to lift both knees towards our chest and pull on our shins on the outside, like this. If it's more comfortable for you, you can also grab your ankles or the outside of your foot, whatever works. You should feel a nice deep stretch in the outside of your hip. We're going to take several breaths here. Really come down out of the work we did earlier. Be good to our bodies as they try and heal. On your next exhale, try and go a little bit deeper into the stretch if that's comfortable for you. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and release. We're going to cross the other way again. Remember, it's a little easier if you internally rotate your hips. Cross those legs over. You can grab your shins, ankles, or feet. Gently pull in towards your chest. Remember to keep your spine long here, and your lower back should be on the ground. Take a couple rounds of breath. Really feel into that stretch. Breathe into any tight spots you might have, any stress, any tension. And on your exhale, picture yourself letting that go. Letting go of any of those tension spots in your body, in your mind. Let's take an inhale here. And exhale. 1 more all together. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release. If you want to do any more poses before we move into Shavasana, now is the time. Sometimes I like happy baby to counteract that. If you can't grab the outside of your foot here, you can grab your shin. That works perfectly well too. Maybe give your lower back a little massage. Think about all the things your body can do for you, all the amazing things it's done. And when you're ready to sit up and go to Shavasana, we're going to do legs up a wall Shavasana. You're also welcome to do traditional Shavasana if you want to. Legs up a wall will help drain some of that swelling out of your ankle or your foot. If you don't have a wall, you can do this with a couch or a chair. But it's easiest to move into this by scooting your hips right up to the wall, rotating onto your elbows, and then turning so that your sit bones are now directly on the wall itself. This allows my legs to gently rest on the wall, but it doesn't lock out my knees. So go ahead and take a few moments to get into whichever Shavasana is right for you. And as you come into that pose, we'll take a couple deep breaths together here. Big inhale and a big exhale. Let go of any residual stress, any of the heat still in your body from all the work we did. 1 more inhale together and exhale, remembering the principle of Ahimsa. Remembering that even though we can be frustrated with what's going on in our bodies, that it's never right to push them too hard, to be harmful to them. to be violent to them. Our bodies are good. They deserve to feel good, and you deserve to feel good in your body. Let your normal breath take over here, and go ahead and slip into relaxation. Begin to start wiggling the fingers, maybe the toes if that's comfortable. Start to come back to your awareness. If you have your legs up the wall, feel free to start to bring them down now. And whatever type of Shavasana you're taking, go ahead and find your way to a fetal position on your right hand side. And once you're there, we're going to take 3 deep breaths together, cleansing breaths. Remember, yoga is not just practiced on the mat, it's practiced in your day, it's practiced after you leave class. So let's focus on these 3 breaths to take yoga with us when we leave. Go ahead and inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And slowly find your way up to a sitting position or a comfortable position. Know that you did a great job today. Remember that it's not always about being good at something. It's about being good to yourself. Thank you for joining me today for this lower body safe yoga flow. I'm so thankful you were here. Namaste.